parents. This is Module 2 of setting up a reading routine at home. Hopefully, you've downloaded the specific booklet for your child's grade level so that you could preview it before the video. I'll be talking about each grade level specifically a little later. I'm Carol Puckett, the reading specialist at Coates Elementary, and I'm so glad you're here because as a team, we'll work together to make your child a better reader. And now, a word from Mr. Kraft.
Families, by now I hope that you've watched Module 1 of our reading training series, where we talked about the importance of reading and how to set the right conditions at home to set up reading routines. I also hope that you have accessed the booklet that is relevant to either your child's grade level or to their reading level. You're going to want to have that open in front of you as you go through this video training right here. That booklet, just like these videos and so many other reading resources, are found on the Coates website. I hope you take advantage of those. As you proceed through this video, our awesome reading specialist, Mrs. Carol Puckett, is going to get into some specific practices that you can do at home to meet your child where he or she is to make sure that they become an even stronger reader.
Thank you, Mr. Kraft. Now, I'd like to talk to the parents of the upper grade students, 3rd through 6th grade. I want to give you some ideas about helping your child read at home. As we've said, the most important part of the homeschool compact is making reading a fun, enjoyable experience. So one thing that you need to help your child do is choose just right books. Now, students in the upper grades fall into 2 categories: those who love reading and those who are reluctant readers. If your child falls into the first category, then that's wonderful. Just let them keep reading what they want to read. But for many of us, our children fall into the second category. They either don't enjoy reading or they struggle with reading. And these are the kids that we really need to work with. The most important thing you can do for your child if they are not an excited reader is to help them pick books that they will be excited about. Now, this is something you cannot do on your own. You must include your child in this decision-making process because they're the ones who have to be invested in the book. Now, one way that we often start this is through series. In 3rd grade, see if your child likes the A to Z Mysteries, the Magic Tree House, the Boxcar Children, even in some of the upper grades. The reason that series are helpful is that if a child finds characters that they like and can connect with, then these authors have written multiple books, and so it'll get your child reading a lot. In the upper grades, if your child's really into Harry Potter, there's 7 books right there, so if they get into it, then that will keep them invested. Now, the reason that we like series is because it kind of creates that urge to read the next book and the next book and the next book, and that makes reading a habit. And once a child develops the habit of reading, they will just naturally become a better reader. Think of it like playing the piano. If you give your child piano lessons once a week and the only time they're ever on the piano is during the lesson, they'll never be any better. But if they practice every day, then they become better every day. So this is your child practicing their skill of reading. Now, our job as teachers and as parents is to find those books that will draw a child in. You also know your child better than anyone. It might not be a series that they love. They might learning about World War II or the Titanic. I find children just find these things that they just latch onto. And if that's the case, let them read all about that. It is okay if they get kind of obsessed with a topic for a while because it will encourage them to pick up the next book. Now, I want to say a word about graphic novels. When we were growing up, we called them comic books, and a lot of parents do not like them. But the graphic novels of today are not the comic books of our childhood. Here I've got a graphic novel, and I just want you to show you real quick how complicated the pictures are, how intense the words are sometimes. Now, graphic novels can be very detailed, or they can be quite simple. I am fine with your children reading graphic novels. If you have a reluctant reader and this is what they like to read, then great, buy them for them. Those Dog Man books, Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, they're actually a good way to pull kids into reading. Now, if you notice that your 6th grader is reading the Dog Man books, which are kind of written on a 2nd grade level, maybe encourage them to read Captain Underpants, or one that's a little more has more vocabulary. But do not shy away from those graphic novels. There's actually a series of graphic novels that teach about historical facts, and it's a good way for a child to develop some nonfiction, some love of nonfiction, with a little less reading. But more about that later. So your next parent assignment is to work with your child to find what they love. Is it a new series? Is it nonfiction? Is it Sports Illustrated? It doesn't matter. Just find something that they're going to love so that when you say, we're going to read for 30 minutes today, they actually care about what they're reading. Now, even though I'm talking to all the upper grade parents right now, 3rd grade and 6th grade, there's a world of growth there. So I'm not going to talk about the specifics about how to teach your child to read, help your child learn to read in this video. There's going to be a next video, Module 3, and I will make a video for 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, and 6th grade. I want you to tune into that particular grade. And it's even okay if you know your 6th graders reading on a 3rd grade level for you to tune into that 3rd grade one. But in that video, I'm going to give you some specific strategies on how to help your child with reading. Because I know you've watched modules 1 and 2. You've got a quiet place to read, you've got a time to read, you're making reading fun, and now your child has Just Right books. So you are ready to help your child become a better reader. So look for that email, and I will see you back here when we do our next module, which is specific to your child's grade level. All right, have a great day, and whatever you do, keep reading.